We assume you've had a chance to try the On the Wings of Armageddon. And we have, you brought some fans too.
Those are obnoxious friends. They're not really, they're cool.
Speaking of fans and partisans, I haven't mentioned tonight, and I'd like to remind you that we will be voting on a People's Choice Award. So you'll get a ballot before the afternoon is over, and we'd like you to write down your favorite beer for the night, for the afternoon. We have a plaque where the brewery's names go each time we have one of these tastings here. The first two winners were Roy Pitts Brewing Company in Chambersburg won the first one, and Capital City won the second night. We're in the process of getting their little shields up on the plaque. So be sure to note your favorite one for the night for the voting for People's Choice. Which, by the way, I think we were using before People's Choice was using. The first Brickskiller People's Choice was in the previous century. We just discontinued it for a while. Well, Jeff, Brandon, tell us about this wine vendor.
The On the Wings of Armageddon. Kind of inspired by the end of the Mayan calendar, Hopi calendar.
We set our watches by the Mayan calendars, I'm sure everybody in the room does. So you'll know then that this is actually the end of the world this year. Not quite.
Yeah, this doomsday prediction will not fail like all the 15 that have come before it. 15th time's the charm. This is kind of our take on an Imperial Double IPA. The way I came into the hop that I used for it, it's a single hop double IPA brewed with Falconer's Flight. But when I was originally coming up with the hop bill for the public ale, I had factored Amarillo as an aroma hop. And obviously, being new to the commercial hop game, didn't realize how hot that was.
I think they actually laughed at us when we tried it.
Like, we'd like Amarillo and Citra, they should be readily available, right? Yeah. So anyway, they said, hey, we have this new kind of blend we've come up and hybridized called Falconer's Flight. So I kind of flew blind with it, ordered a bunch, worked really well with our pale ale. And we were trying to come up with something for a high gravity, Imperial IPA, and I figured why not Falconer's Flight. I personally haven't had a beer with it, aside from ours. I think it's a little bit more readily available now. But yeah, just kind of shot for 120 IBU, referenced some other big IPAs like Comedy Elder, Hop Slam. Just for a little R&D on that. It was our first double mash, first running beer at the brewery, so that means we didn't do any sparging. To anyone that's brewed out there, anytime you do a double mash beer on a system that has one boil kettle and one mash tun, it's very, very labor intensive.
So this beer took from about 7 a.m. until almost 4 o'clock in the morning to brew.
Yeah, 30 barrels worth. So almost 3,500 pounds of malt went into it. Yeah, but we were very pleased. We overpitched the hell out of it, so it attenuated and finished really dry. The final IBU was about 115. I figured trying to put any more in than that is kind of just a numbers game, and why waste raw material when you can't really perceive it. So, but all in all, it, I want to say almost had, for our 30 barrel batch, probably like 160 to 180 pounds of hops between it, so it's pretty big. It tastes mellow, it comes off pretty clean, but it's a 9.2% beer. I don't know if I speak for anyone else here, but I've been having a lot of really high gravity beers lately that have no perception at all of this higher alcohol going on. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because you get a couple back and you got to reevaluate things after 3 or 4 beers. I.e., give the keys to a friend or call a cab. So
Actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of Uber, but it's fantastic. You can download the app and the car comes. You just hit come pick me up. It's great when you're drinking this beer or when you leave here today. You just download the app Uber, hit car pick me up, and you're good to go. Don't even worry about it.
I'm not being paid by Uber either, so
I would welcome that sponsor.
Where were these beers when I was in college? We had to work so hard to punch bowl, disguise alcohol, and Never did get it past LA.
When we debuted this beer, we did play Metallica, Master of Puppets, to go with it.
It was very metal influenced in that regard.
Seems to be a theme running all through tonight. You know, beer and music matching it. Well, terrific. Well, tell us a little bit about your first year here.
The first year's been unpredictable, I guess you could say. I mean, you know, Jeff and I spent about 3 years planning this business, and we still weren't really prepared for what happened when we opened up. We've been really thankful for the response that the city's shown us. We just expanded 66% in January for our original production capability. We're really excited about that. But it's been great. It's been stressful, but it's been extremely rewarding. So we're really thankful for all the support of the city and thankful for the support of everybody who's here tonight. Thank you guys very much. It's been a wild ride, but a good ride. Jeff?
No, it's one of those things, like I think everyone's alluded to before, you kind of never stop learning. Your skill set's ever increasing, your tolerance for stress, you'd be amazed at how high that can go. And still get a good night's sleep, that's the difference there.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, just talking about Willis. No, it's been really good, you know, we're very lucky people to be fortunate enough, you know, to be graced in the presence of other great breweries here tonight and good beer. We do this annually on a Sunday afternoon. I personally don't mind the daylight factor because that means I'll get home a little earlier.
It makes me feel more responsible, actually.
Yeah, it makes me feel like a vampire. Reverse responsibility.
We're going to wait a little while before we do the 9 a.m. shift, but you guys are first packaged brewery since Heinrich went down.
Yes. Yeah, about 1956, 57.
And we're starting to see your cans around in a lot of places.
Yeah, you'd be amazed how much headache a little canning line can give you. But that's been
real easy.
Yeah, it's been a slight trial by fire, but safe to say that everything is up and working smoothly. I'm going to be knocking on wood after making that comment, knocking on a lot of wood. But,
Sounds like wood, so I think we're
yeah. But no, it's been good. It's been fun for me. You know, being a brewer, kind of getting into packaging, it's been a fun thing to learn. You know, and like I said, as many headaches as it gives you, when you can master the machine, there's kind of no better feeling than that. And
speaking of packaging, I want to mention that we did get a bottling machine that's going to be coming next week. So a lot of the one-offs that we do just draft only, we're going to be doing 10 barrels of every run going out in bombers. And that'll be starting actually in about 2 weeks. So you guys can, the first batch will be a pen quarter porter that'll be packaged in about 2 weeks, so you can look for that in about 3 weeks to a month from now. And hopefully going forward, we'll continue to have a little bit of every specialty beer that we do come out in bombers just for the general market.
Good luck with the bottling line.
Hopefully it'll be as fun as the canning line.
thanks.
From what I've
Very
heard,
reluctantly.
the canning lines are much friendlier to the human condition than the bottling lines. I was talking to somebody who was visiting a brewery, and I won't say which one, not that close to here, where regular tour, and suddenly there was this explosion, and all the brewers in the brewery just hit the ground like a war zone, and people are crawling around, and everyone's trying to get to the shut-off line, the bottles are just shooting glass. The observer was behind a glass shield, and so you could see it just the whole area was just this rain of broken glass. Apparently 9 hours later, they got the thing up and running again. But anyway, have a good time. Yeah. They'll only knock out 1 or 2 people. So good luck with it.
We are in